Okay, so if you are considering making investments in gold and silver, there's several ways to do it. So first and foremost is buying physical metal. All right, so you could buy what's known as junk silver, which is old U.S. coinage, right? That we talked about. That's 90% silver and 10% copper. So you could buy old dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars. That's known as junk silver, and it's not because it's junk. It's because that's just a nickname for it. But and I guess it's also that it's not numismatic coinage, right? If it's junk, it doesn't have more value other than the silver content. Now you could also buy generic rounds. So a lot of refineries will make things like bars and rounds. So they might have, buildings on them or presidents on them or different logos and stuff written on them. So that would be known as generic rounds or generic bars. You could buy government issued coins, right? So you got the gold eagle, which is the most popular gold coin in the world, the silver eagle, the most popular silver coin. Now, these carry the highest premium, the amount of money you'd have to spend over the spot price. So right now, to buy a silver eagle, if the spot price is 20 bucks, you might have to spend over 30 bucks to buy this. So it'll be a while before you can sell it to make money on it. And same thing with the gold eagle. Now there's other coins. This is the Krugerrand. This is the first gold coin that US citizens were buying back in 1975. So gold was illegal to buy from 1933 until 1975. And Krugerrands from South Africa were very common. Now you could also buy, bars, right? So here is a very small 1 gram bar of gold. So gold, if you think about it, is so valuable that it's hard to necessarily buy lots of coins. So you might want to buy fractional gold, which might be something like this little miniature gold. So buying physical down bars, this is a 1-ounce bar, but they make 5-ounce bars, 10-ounce bars, 100-ounce bars, even 1,000-ounce bars. So a 1,000-ounce bar is if you bought silver on the COMEX, the commodity exchange. When they deliver you your silver, if you actually want it physically, it's a 1,000-ounce brick. So it's like 72 pounds of silver. So, but I'd recommend buying, 1 ounce instead of 72 pounds. It'll be much easier for you to hold and carry and use. Now, it's thought that if we do have a monetary problem, using silver dimes at the grocery store, right, could make sense. So a gold coin, if it's worth $2,000 or $5,000, you can't really go shopping with it. But if a dime is worth, 20 or 30 bucks, it's much easier from a transaction perspective. So an old dime would be considered fractional silver, just like this small bar would be looked upon as fractional gold. Storing. So a lot of people will store some gold and silver at their home, at their cottage, wherever they might want to hide it. But a lot of people don't want to have a lot at home. So there's different storage options. So there's allocated, unallocated, and segregated. So the best storage is segregated. It's like it's similar to having a safety deposit box where it's your box, it's your gold and silver, it's got your name on it. And if you ever want it back from the storage company, which might be Brinks, or there's a few, Loomis have storage facilities all over the country. If you want it back, they're going to ship you your actual gold and silver. That's your physical, you own it, you send it to them, they send it right back to you. Allocated is where you're actually buying a bunch of silver eagles, gold eagles, or whatever that's stored, but they don't necessarily have your name on it. So the storage facility has them allocated, so they truly have the metal, and it's going to be cheaper than segregated. And then unallocated is where you might be, spending money with something like the Perth Mint in Australia, and you've got a blob of gold and silver that they've been mining, and you're buying shares of that blob, but you would actually have to pay for them to fabricate coins out of it if you ever want them to ship it back to you. So segregated is yours, 100% is your stuff with your name on it, allocated, unallocated. Now you could buy numismatic coins. Numismatics are where you're buying a coin for the scarcity and the quality, not just the gold and silver. So if this eagle, well, let's use a different example. Let's use this. This is a Morgan silver dollar. These were made from let's see if you can see that, 1870s through 1921. And let's say this one here has been handled, it's gone through circulation, it's only worth its silver value. But let's say it was very high, quality, or it was scarce. today this would be worth, like $18 for its silver, but it could be worth $10,000 for its numismatic value. So the scarcity and the quality will give it numismatic value. And when FDR actually confiscated gold in 1933, you could own numismatic coins and keep them, but you couldn't own coins, common coins that were used in transaction. So there's a lot of people today, excuse me, there's people today that fear government confiscation of their gold and silver. So they might buy numismatic coins because they know that historically they were safe. Now you could buy stocks. You can call up your broker and say, I want to buy 100 shares of Newmont Mining or Barrick Gold. So there's a lot of large mining companies that you could actually buy stock in. There's other kinds of companies that are in the gold and silver market that if gold and silver go up, then their stock price would go up. So there's equities. Now there's also junior miners. So small, almost like penny stocks in smaller miners that are, like if everybody watches Gold Rush on TV, those guys might be looked upon as junior miners. Let's say they strike it huge and they were selling stock in their company, it could go through the roof. So there's junior miners and major miners. So you can buy stocks. You could, of course, buy mutual funds that invest in mining companies. So again, you're buying a mining company because they've got 1 million ounces of gold in the ground. When gold goes up, and even when energy prices like gasoline goes up, gold needs to outpace the price of the energy to get it out of the ground in order to make it a great investment. So today we've seen gold kind of getting hit and gas going up. So right now the mining companies' shares are going way down because it's too expensive to drill for gold and mine gold with gas so high and gold so low. So when you're investing, just keep that in mind that they're very volatile stocks. You could buy ETFs. So there's GLD and SLV, which I don't really like that much. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not encouraging you one way or the other, but a lot of people buy GLD or SLV, and those are the ETFs, the big ETFs. Now, the reason that I don't necessarily love them is, from my understanding, is there's not enough gold in storage to back GLD, and there's not enough silver in storage to back the SLV. So because of that, if things blow up in the world and the dollar collapses and you want to cash in your GLD, but then the world finds out they don't have all the gold, but the highest investors in GLD actually can take gold, then the shares might drop. Whereas there's a group up in Canada where you can buy an ETF called PHYS, which is physical gold, or PSLV for physical silver. And those are closed-ended funds. They have every ounce of gold to back every issuance of stock in those ETFs. For the miners and the major miners, there's the GDX is for the majors, GDXJ for the juniors. So that's another way to invest in ETFs. Perth Mint in Australia, I mentioned before, you can buy a certificate against gold they're mining and storing for you, and now you've got it stored out of the country. You can go and pan for gold. You can buy, you can go metal detecting. You can buy scrap gold and silver. So there's different ways to do it.